A pack of African wild dogs. It's a rare sighting. Wildlife conservationist Paula Kahumbu and her crew spotted the typically shy creatures in Laikipia, where conservation efforts have seen their numbers grow from 2 to 40.
Wild dogs are under grave threat because they're very sensitive to diseases that are carried by domestic dogs. They are also targeted by communities because of human wildlife conflict. So wild dogs sometimes attack livestock and the communities retaliate.
Fewer than 1,000 of these endangered species remain in Kenya. 3 years ago, Kahumbu launched a TV series to help such species. It draws attention to how communities and individuals can aid conservation efforts.
The wildlife series that I produce, Wildlife Warriors, aims to excite people about nature, educate them, and inspire them to care and to act to save them. We want to see people going to the national parks, participating in cleanups, doing tree planting, protesting when these wildlife are in trouble.
And rhinos and wild dogs are not the only wildlife in trouble in Kenya. Certain species of giraffes are also endangered, and a lot of animals are losing habitat through human activities and climate change. At the same time, wildlife tourism is an important source of income, accounting for about 7% of Kenya's GDP. Conservation efforts tend to focus on Kenya's iconic Big Five: lions, elephants, buffaloes, rhinos, and leopards. But they alone don't hold the fragile ecosystems together. To get a better sense of the overall picture, last year, the Kenyan government undertook the biggest wildlife census ever conducted in Africa. The effort collected data in over 50% of the country's landmass, which included national parks, reserves, and conservancies.
We found positive results, particularly for species like elephants. There was a positive growth. We were able to grow our population from 34,000 to 36,280. The rhino population is also doing very well. But in other fronts, some rare antelopes, we recorded very low numbers.
This finding led to a recommendation to step up care for endangered ruminant species. But conservation is costly, and all too often donations are funneled to special projects like protecting the last 2 surviving northern white rhinos in Oipejeta, a private conservancy. The regions popular with tourists are also where the money tends to flow. A representative of one conservation organization believes this practice is short-sighted.
So the parks that are not as frequently visited by tourists are very important for our ecosystem service. They absorb more carbon than any other forest area in the world.
Although the main aim of the census was to collect data on animal populations, it also revealed information about their habitats and the need for more protected areas.
It gives us a status of the health of our ecosystems and our biodiversity. In reality, we only really looked at mammals, large mammals in particular, but the truth is most of our biodiversity is in forests, it's in rivers, it's under the ground, in the soil. So those results will tell us something about the health of all of our ecosystems because all those animals eat the vegetation or drink the water.
The Colobus Conservation in Diani on Kenya's southeast coast protects wildlife at the same time as supporting biodiversity. Here, they have managed to stabilize the colobus population with relatively simple measures like installing monkey bridges. By connecting different parts of the forest, the primates can move freely while avoiding dangers posed by traffic. And the conservationists here have started a tree planting campaign. More trees will provide food and shelter while maintaining the soil's humidity.
We teach people how important these indigenous trees are and tell them which of the trees that animals like colobus and other monkey species prefer.
In the meantime, Predator-free zones have also been introduced for some antelope species. Mountain bongos were also transferred from one conservancy to another, from where they will slowly be reintroduced into the wild. An unexpected result of the census was discovering herds in areas that were previously unexplored.
There were areas we have never censored before. We found significant numbers of giraffes that we've never known they are there. Also, there is a population of elephants that we counted between Kidepo in Uganda and Kenya, about 1821 elephants. If we did not cover the entire country, we never knew those elephants were there.
The final report recommends publishing a national wildlife census every 3 years and also allocating more resources for monitoring and supporting rare and endemic species.